I'm the chairman of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, and on behalf of the Black
Shank Rock is the wave of the future. The diagrams that I have up, where did this go wrong at?
Remember, we didn't know this happened to her.
Oh. That's how they figured out she was pregnant.
Around 3 o'clock that morning, I got random text messages and it was just pictures of her and the other little girl. I thought it was strange.
Now, some of y'all might say, who is Shank Rock? Shank Rock is black media. Well, what is black media? Black media is all about allowing black people to be themselves first. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about politics. It's about doing what's right. It's about holding those that needs to be held accountable to be held accountable. All right. Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. And this demonstration will be an open panel. Just click on the blue StreamYard link and you can join me on the panel. Now, is Donald Trump pressing his luck? Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to the moderators. Let me give a big shout out to Lulu. Lulu, I really appreciate your support. So I want to give Lulu a big shout out. All right. Now, Dana J supposed to be joining me. Dana J, I'm going to drop the blue StreamYard link. Come on and let's get this demonstration started, Dana J. Appreciate this super sticker, Lulu. And I do have a goal to reach on this demonstration of 15 super stickers or super chats. I'm only 14 super stickers or super chats away from me reaching my goal. I appreciate this, Lulu. Lulu says always. And make sure y'all, if y'all haven't followed Lulu on TikTok, if y'all are on TikTok, make sure y'all follow Lulu. I got one of my wonderful moderators and one of my longtime Rock Squad members in the building as well, Juanita. And make sure y'all subscribe to Juanita on YouTube. Juanita is a content creator, so make sure y'all subscribe to Juanita. All right, let's just jump into the demonstration. Drop a one. Drop a one if you think Donald Trump is pressing his luck. Drop a two if you feel like, nah, Shank, I'm good with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is handling business the way he supposedly be handling business. Now, for me, I'm going to drop the one. And the reason why I'm going to drop the one, as far as him pressing his luck, he reminds me of Suge Knight. And I don't, if you listen to Suge Knight, no disrespect. I rock with Suge Knight. But I'm sure even Suge Knight would agree, damn, I should have quit while I was ahead of the game. I'm sure Suge Knight, looking back on what he had, I'm sure he knows when he should have turned it off. So it's the same way with Donald Trump. It's like, in my opinion, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, it's like you is just basically going around the world just taking shit. Straight like that. I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing on this demonstration. You going around the world taking shit. But, and in my opinion, hey, shit, if they going to let you take it, take it. But my only point is, what about what needs to be done in this country? That's my thing. Amy dropped the one. I see you, Will. Will, a content creator as well. Make sure y'all subscribe to Will. Grifter of the century. You feel me, Amy? And like I said, some of the things Trump do and some of the things he say, I'm with it. I can be honest, I'm with it. But he just all over the place. Amy says Denmark ain't letting him take ish. And he has to realize eventually, somebody going to test you. That's no matter where you're at in life, no matter what you got going on, somebody is going to test you. Somebody going to call you out. And it's what I always have learned and I've always been taught. It's always somebody out there that's time enough for you. You a bad MFer, but it's always somebody out here that's badder than you. That's just the way the game goes. So I want to know, and I'm hoping that Dana J can really join me on this demonstration. I missed them on the earlier demonstration, but Dana J seems to believe that Trump is going to go after Israel. Drop a 3 if you think that Trump is going to buck on Israel. Drop a 4 if you like, nah, Shank, I'm dropping a 4. He ain't going to buck on Israel. Now, Trump is a bad MFer, but he knows who to buck on and he knows who not to buck on. Amy says Denmark owns Greenland. He the one testing the world. Juanita says, Shank, Trump has lost his mind. He just want his name on stuff and want to take over everything. And that's not good because he's going to meet his match. And that's pretty much what I've been saying in a nutshell. Yo, you going to meet your match. I thought Mike Tyson, and I know the rest of y'all thought the same thing about Mike Tyson that I thought. I thought nobody would ever beat Mike Tyson. And what happened? And when Mike Tyson, and I'm ashamed to say this, but look, it is what it is. When Mike Tyson finally got his ass whipped, he really got his ass whipped. Like, damn! You know what I mean? Like, you ain't had to do me like that. Damn! That Buster Douglas put a ass whooping on Tyson. And what did Tyson and what did everybody else except Buster? What did we all believe? We all believed that Tyson was going to mop the floor with Buster Douglas. But what happened in return? Buster Douglas wiped the floor with Mike Tyson. I mean, punished him. I done took some L's. I done lost some fights. I ain't never got my ass whipped like Tyson got his ass whipped by Buster Douglas. So I'm saying all this to say, and see, this is the thing about it. It's not like Trump is going to get his ass whipped. It's going to be the American people that's going to take the L. So that's the question as Americans that we got to answer. Are you and I willing to take this ass whipping that America has coming? Amy says, last time I voluntarily saw a fight, Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear, and it was on a wall-side screen. That night, I was done. And ever since that loss to Buster Douglas, Tyson has never been right. See, it's one thing, because like I said before, everybody gonna take an L. If you've been out there If you've been, in the world and you've been out there fighting, you're going to take an L. But it's not so much of the beatdown that you receive. It's not so much about that ass whooping. It's, can you bounce back from the ass whipping? Mr. For Your Sister says, nah, I'm leaving the country. Hey, bruh, I'm with you. Pimping. I'm pimping. When I tell you pimping, I'm right with you. I'm getting up out of here. I'm not trying to get up out of here. I'm getting up out of America because I already know the scriptures. If you familiar with Revelations, if you know Revelations, the scriptures are fulfilling itself right before our eyes. So we better be making plans to get up out of here. Amy says Tyson has since redeemed himself in my eyes. Even after the Robin Givens incidents, seems he found God, and I'm here for his new and gentle spirit. The man, Mike Tyson, definitely has redeemed himself. He's a solid stand-up guy. I'm glad that he made them amends with Holyfield after biting his ear off. He took his accountability. So the man, Mike Tyson, yes, he really redeemed himself. But the fighter never redeemed himself. Now, like I said, when it comes to Trump, you doing too much. You just taking this, you taking that, like, I'm a double vet, and it kills me to even have a thought. I hope we lose. I have a lot of conflict right now, and I do not like it. You know what, Pimpin'? I'm with you. And then it's like it come that day when the bully has to be taught a lesson. And in order for the bully to be taught a lesson, that bully got to face defeat. America has been a bully, y'all. And it just didn't start with Trump. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Trump is doing some Hitler type ish. America has been a bully for as long as I can remember. Now, like I said, it been some ruthless presidents. Let's not get it twisted. But with Trump, like with the other presidents, like Obama, Obama, kicked a little ass over here. He got out of Dodge. Obama took some shit over there. He got up out of Dodge. Bush, the son, he tracked down Saddam Hussein out of a foxhole. Then he got up out of Dodge. Those presidents, after they done their dirt, they got up out of Dodge. Trump, his ass. Ms. Parker says he's about to burn America down. Yes, Ms. Parker. Trump, like I said, he just... I think Trump is pressing his luck because, in my opinion, he's doing things to piss some people off rather making it better for the American people. He not focused on what we need as a people. That's facts. That's facts, y'all. So it's like, and I know the Trump supporters feel very strongly about his actions. But if I could get a Trump supporter to join me on a panel, because maybe it's something that I'm missing. I miss some things. That's why I always backtrack. So if I could get a Trump supporter to join me on a panel to explain to me what is really going on with Trump and these moves that he's making. Pimpin says, I was not for Obama, red rum, and Gaddafi, but at least he realized that it was a mistake. Right. And then Obama, see what I'm saying? He red rum Gaddafi. I think Obama went after Bin Laden. He got Bin Laden. After the United States of America trained the Afghanistanians to defeat Russia, but still, Obama, he went and got him. But Obama, he got up out of Dodge. And see, Obama wasn't saying stupid shit out his mouth. He wasn't. I see you, Time Warp. Ms. Parker totally subscribes to Scorched Earth to Therapy. So you want to listen to a liar? So you want to listen to a liar lie? I just want to hear their perspective, Pimpin'. I just want to hear a Trump supporter's perspective. You know, because maybe I'm missing something. I see you, Time Warp. So, like I said, I'm going to drop the link again because I really, really want to hear the Trump supporters. I see you, Cynthia. Amy says, for real, haven't we heard enough? I see you, goddess. Amy said, Pimpin', for real, I'm with you. Haven't we heard enough? And if I don't get a Trump supporter, then I'm going to go to none other than himself, Donald Trump. I'm going to play a recent clip of Donald Trump. Matter of fact, let me take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to run Mr. Donald Trump himself. Let's take a quick break, y'all.
To be honest, Shake, my main deal breaker as a man is toxicity in a woman. What I mean by toxicity, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't like a female that's ghetto. I don't like a female that's always yelling, cursing. Because I've dealt with someone like that before, and she was a real piece of work. And I said, as I got older, I said I will always make sure if anybody I've ever dealt with, I can't deal with the toxicity at all. Like you're not a female that doesn't, you want to act more like a man and you act like a female, you know, being aggressive, and that's my main deal breaker is a real toxic female. You know, that's my main thing. I can't deal with that as a man.
Men have feelings too. And I see in some of our communities, men don't get to share their feelings and everything because they always getting shot down. And this caused some destructions in the relationship, because if he can't honestly share with his woman how he feel, what you think that's gonna be like? You know, if I can share my feelings and my opinion, he should have the same right to do the same, because it's a union. Once you come together as a union, it's nothing off the table.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? As far as a woman, you know, helping that man, because that's what she is, a helpmate. When I'm strong, if he weak, I'm going to be his strength. If he weak, I'm gonna be his strength. I'm going to pull where it's necessary to pull that, to keep our relationship together, to keep it whole, to keep it going.
If you have a husband and he's a millionaire and say, baby, I don't want you to work, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But in our communities, not saying that we don't have black millionaires, because we do, but in a normal setting, these days, it takes two incomes.
No boy.
It takes two incomes, but the respect level. Me and my husband never went to bed mad, because you're going to wake up mad. If you don't try to figure out, well, he said this. Okay, explain to me why you feel that way. And I'm going to explain why I feel that way. And then the whole C word, compromise. You know, compromise. But you got to love yourself. You got to love your mate. Did we argue? Everybody argues. But it's how you get back together to be on that standard. I love you. We're going to make this work. Whatever it is, we're going to make it work.
All right. Shout out to my rock squad, Juanita, Trelane, and Marty. Shout out them for that commercial. Let's go to Trump, y'all. Let me drop this link one more time If you want to join me on the panel, click on that blue StreamYard link. Let me grab Trump, y'all. I'm coming, y'all.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you explain how you view, your great healthcare plan will impact Americans' health insurance premiums?
It's going to be it is a tremendous plan. It's called the Great Healthcare Plan. And we're going to get tremendous reductions, as you know, through, if you look at medicines and prescription drugs, they're going to come down by numbers that have never been seen before. And we're doing that by most favored nations. Other nations, whoever pays the lowest in the world, that's what we're going to pay. Right now, we're paying sometimes 10 times higher than other nations. So we have favored nations. That's been approved. Other nations have, for the most part, agreed to it. And they had no choice. Otherwise, we were going to put tariffs on them. The health care plan that we're coming, the money's going to be paid directly to the people. So it goes directly, not to the companies, not to the insurance companies. It's going to go directly to the people, and the people are going to buy their own health care. They'll get much better health care at a much reduced
Mr. President, pull out of NATO if it doesn't help you acquire Greenland. If it doesn't lead to
Well, we're going to see. NATO has been dealing with us on Greenland. We need Greenland for national security very badly. If we don't have it, we have a big hole in national security, especially when it comes to what we're doing in terms of the Golden Dome and all of the other things. We have a lot of investments in military. We have got the strongest military in the world, and it's only getting stronger.
All right, let's stop right there. How many of y'all think it's a bunch of lies? Pimpin says, my brother, I rest my case. Lies, just lies. What are y'all thoughts? Y'all think he's full of lies. Y'all think he's full of BS. Ms. Veek says, yes, we all don't back him, make me want to go to another country. However, we the people got to get him out of office. Trump not fit to Trump not fit to guide us, not how I would handle things. He causing separation. I have watched a lot of foundational Black Americans in the teether thing. All I can think is this. You are letting the crackers divide you, and I'm so-called FBA. But see, here's the thing, y'all. All right, let me just speak, okay? Amy says lies. Well, Anita says, I'm sorry. Listening to him makes me sick. Sounds to me he's talking out the side of his neck. Lies. Lying, lies, and the lies they tell. Now, here's my thing, right? And even though this is about Trump, but Trump is not the first president. He's not the only president. Like, what I'm trying to say is, when are we as American people gonna wake up and make a change? Because let's be honest, y'all. Biden didn't do a great job. Let's be honest. Obama didn't do a great job. The only thing that Biden, Obama, the Bushes, Clinton, Reagan, the only thing that they pretty much got over Trump is they didn't have a big mouth. They watch what they said out their mouth. But they didn't do a fantastic job. So the plane that I'm landing, my point is that what are we going to do as American people? Lying liars, and the lies they tell, shaking my head. We will not wake up. Biden had to clean up for what Trump did. Obama had the Bush clean up. So, okay, Pimpman, let me explain this to me then. So, Biden didn't do anything wrong while he was in office. Obama, and I'm just asking, Obama didn't do anything while he was in office. Every president that comes into office has to clean up something from the previous administration. I just want a MF to be a decent person, not a person who does not have one decent quality. And I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I can't take away from that right there. And when it comes to Trump, and I've even said this several times, and the Trump supporters was like, Shank, we ain't worrying about his character. And I've always said, I said, even though I agree with 70% of the things that Trump do and say, I say when it comes to his character, I disagree. I believe that any man or president that's leading this country has to have a decent character. The character says a lot. Now, I can disagree all day with Obama, but the one thing that I can give Obama was on point. His character, fit the job. Whereas though when he stepped on the scene, he knew how to handle the reporters. He knew how to speak. Now, I'm not saying that, Trump has to have a large vocabulary. That's not what I'm saying, because my vocabulary is jacked up. But I know how to speak. When I ain't, playing around with y'all, and when I'm like when I'm out at them press conferences, matter of fact, let me just show y'all. Even Shank know how to speak. This country needs Greenland for protection, area that blocks Russia and China from attacking the USA. Trump is also trying to buy Iceland that is governed by women who are not interested in Trump's deal. And I got that. I do believe that. I got you on that, Gail. DJT is Donald Trump is a 34 times convicted felon. Come on, let's be real. It's a whole cult. And I can't argue with that. See, it's some things that even though I agree with 70% of the things that Trump bring, it's still that 30%. And some things I can't argue. This man got 34 felonies. And he got a job? Come on. Where do they do that at? 34 felonies. And he got a job. So I'm with you on that. I see you 80s, baby. At least we had affordable health care when Obama was in office. What we have now is heartbreaking. I did not pay that much attention to Biden. I did get pissed because he did not push the DOJ to go after Trump. I see you 80s, baby. Thank you, Obama, for my ACA insurance. I do appreciate you. Gail says 33-degree Masons don't go to jail. That's facts. Why do we need Greenland? Well, according to Trump and according to Trump supporters, The reason why we need Greenland is for this. This country needs Greenland for protection area that blocks Russia and China from attacking the USA. Now, here's the thing about that, though. What do Greenland got to do with that? You know what I mean? It's like you telling me. It's like you saying, hey, Shank Rock, I need your platform to go up against my enemies, right? And I need the Trump supporters to really listen to what I'm saying, right? So it's like you tell me, hey, Shank Rock, I need your platform to go up against these enemies that I had. I got to put your platform to block off my enemies. Well, guess what? I don't got nothing to do with you and your enemies. Your enemies ain't my enemies. See? So if you really pay close attention, you can really see it for what it is. And in my opinion, he is wrong for taking Greenland from them just to protect the United States of America. What about the people in Greenland? So now what Trump is doing, he's putting the people in Greenland, he's putting them in the crossfire. He's saying, this is what he's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. By that move he's making. I'm going to put the Greenland in front of us. So when Russia or whoever else comes to attack us, then the people in Greenland will be caught in the crossfire. But what about those people in Greenland that don't got nothing to do with this beef? Did we ever think about that? We can't go involving people that don't want to be involved in our bullshit. I see it all the time. You know, I see this type of stuff all the time. People that don't even got nothing to do with the issue get dragged in the issue. And then the people that's starting the issue, that's causing all the commotion, look around like they ain't done nothing wrong. Trump is wrong for this move. Drop a one. Drop a one. If you feel like Trump is wrong for taking Greenland to put in between us and Russia. And it would have been a different story if Greenland owed us. It would have been a different story if the leaders in Greenland was red rumming the citizens over there. Them people ain't got nothing to do with our beef with Russia. I'm going to take this country. Well, why are you going to take the country, Shank Rock? I'm going to take this country because the ops that I have is on the other side of them. So I'm going to place this country that I took. That's some dope dealer shit. That's some gangster shit. That's what gangsters do. Denmark said, no, Donald Trump, y'all can't have Greenland, period. And the rest of Europe has Greenland's back. Let me smarten you up. Nobody can attack us via the sea, surface ships, because nobody has a surface ship to do so. You are happy with Nazi-like behavior, just own it. And the American people not supporting his sick sense of ruling. No beef with Greenland. He not fit to lead the USA. I'm on a live. Let me finish up with my live, okay? Yeah, I'm live. Juanita says one. Hell yeah, he wrong. All right, let me finish up, sis. All right. Natasha dropped the one. He wants the resources just like he wanted the oil in Venezuela. Miss V, totally unfit. Perhaps he should look into invading the island of misfit toys.
And you saw that with Venezuela. You saw that with the attack on Iran, with the knocking out their nuclear capability potentially. So, yeah, we're talking to NATO.
Mr. President. Sorry, guys, you cannot push too much. I don't talk about that. Mr. President.
You urged protesters in Iran earlier this week to keep fighting in the streets and said that help was on the way. Is help still on the way, or has your bar
Well, we're
for
going to see.
intervention?
As you know, Iran canceled the hanging of over 800 people. They were going to hang over 800 people yesterday, and I greatly respect the fact that they canceled that.
Mr. President, Prime Minister Carney is in China. Prime Minister Carney is in China. How do you see the deals? Canada and China have just some deals between partners.
Well, that's what he should do, and it's a good thing for him to a trade deal. If you can get a deal with China, you should do that.
Election in Venezuela.
Did Arab and Israeli officials convince you to not strike Iran?
Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself. You had yesterday scheduled over 800 hangings. They didn't hang anyone. They canceled the hangings. That had a big impact.
Yesterday, you accepted Maria Machado's Nobel Prize medal. What do you intend to do with it, and why would you want someone else's Nobel Prize?
Well, she offered it to me. I thought it was very nice. She said, you know, you've ended 8 wars, and nobody deserves this prize more than in history than you do. And I thought it was a very nice gesture. And by the way, I think she's a very fine woman, and we'll be talking again. Say it.
What's the trigger for the Insurrection Act in Minnesota? What are you waiting for?
Well, the Insurrection Act, which has been used by 48% of the presidents as of this moment, the Insurrection Act also, if you look at it, I believe it was Bush, the elder Bush, he used it, I think, 28 times. It's been used a lot. And if I needed it, I'd use it. I don't think there's any reason right now to use it. But if I needed it, I'd use it. It's very powerful.
Why align with Delcy Rodriguez and the remnants of the Maduro regime and not with Machado, who has the support of the Venezuelan people?
Well, if you ever remember a place called Iraq where everybody was fired, every single person, the police, the generals, everybody was fired, and they ended up being ISIS. Instead of just getting down to business, they ended up being ISIS. So I remember that. But I'll tell you, I had a great meeting yesterday by a person who I have a lot of respect for, and she has respect, obviously, for me and our country. And she gave me her Nobel Prize. But I'll tell you what, I got to know her. I never met her before, and I was very, very impressed. She's this is a fine woman.
Let me slide in, y'all. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody, the UN, China, Russia, wouldn't it be nice if somebody could do to this country like we famous for doing to those countries, just going over there and just uprooting everything? Wouldn't it be nice if somebody could say, damn, you know what? The American people is being treated unjust. The American people are being treated like slaves. Let's go over to the United States of America and let's shut that down and free these people. It would be very, very nice. Just because you can bully a country, that does not mean you should do so. We do not have a shortage of anything besides greed. Yes, mister, it's always about the resources, oil, minerals, etc. All about the money, power, and control, dictatorship. This is who the Christian right selects as their leader. What a complete farce. Tell me about it, Amy. He is not for the USA democracy. See, he wants a communist government. He in control. Take us back. Nope. I believe Trump is preparing for a war with China and Russia joining together to attack the USA. Trump tried to buy Canada. And maybe he is. Maybe he got some intel that China and Russia or one or the other is about to attack us. Maybe. Rewinding to beginning. I see you, Demetrius. People need to get ready for the dangers of voting in November 2026. What they are doing now is a practice run. Join a group and get prepared. The sad part about us, we can damn near beat the whole world if they attacked us. He acting just like he did on The Apprentice. He needs to be stopped.
Local tax experts are here. Now you can meet with a TurboTax expert in your community.
President Trump is expected to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, who's been working round the clock in Davos.
Now, I don't want this one, y'all. Let me grab something else. I don't want this one. That's not what I want.
Mr. President, thank you so much for talking with us today. Spoken with the NATO secretary about. Can you tell us anything about that? Does this ultimately mean that the U.S. will ultimately acquire Greenland?
Well, I don't know if I can say that, but it could be. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. But in the meantime, we're getting everything we wanted: total security, total access to everything, have as many bases, have all the equipment that we want. And very importantly, you know, we're building the Golden Dome, we call it. It was called the Iron Dome. Somehow the Golden Dome sounded a little bit better, but we have a technology that's second to none. You saw what we did with Israel, and that's our genius that did that. And it's amazing. It's just, you know, it's foolproof, and we're going to be building it, and it works much better when we have access to Greenland. Just covers more territory, covers it more accurately. Missiles will be more accurate by having it. It's very important strategically as a piece, and we will have everything we want. We're getting everything we want at no cost.
So the Golden Dome will be on Greenland?
A piece of it, yes, and it's a very important part because it's everything comes over Greenland. If the bad guys start shooting, it comes over Greenland. So we knock it down. It's pretty infallible. It's amazing. You know, Ronald Reagan had the idea a long time ago, but we didn't have any technology at that point. The concept was great, but there was no technology. Now we have unbelievable technology. I mean, virtually 100%.
So what are we talking about? An acquisition of Greenland? Are you going to pay for it? I mean,
we're talking about it. It's really being negotiated now, the details of it, but essentially it's total access. It's there's no end. There's no time limit. We're not doing a 99 or a 10-year or anything else, you know, the famous 99-year deals that you hear about, because countries can't do it for that. Countries go on longer. And so I think it's going to be something that's very well, already it's being reviewed very well. Well, I noticed the stock market went up very substantially after we announced it, but the details are being negotiated now. It'll be very good.
So because the GDP of Greenland is like $3.3 billion, but people are valuing Greenland of between $50 billion and almost $1 trillion. So what are you willing to pay for Greenland?
Well, I'm not going to have to pay anything. We're going to have total access to Greenland. We're going to have all military access that we want. We're going to be able.
See what I'm saying? He ain't gonna pay nothing. He's not gonna pay Greenland nothing. This is ours. This belongs to us.
To put what we need on Greenland because we want it. We're talking about national security and international security. So we're going to not have to pay anything other than the fact that we are building the Golden Dome, and the Golden Dome is going to be something that's going to be very amazing. It'll be Israel times probably 100, and we need it. I think we need it, and it's all going to be made in the United States. We have the best weapons in the world. We have the best companies in the world. We want them to produce faster, and you know, we've put a mandate out. You're going to have to produce faster. whether it's the Patriots or the Tomahawks or the F-35s or anything else. We make the best equipment, but they have to make it a lot faster.
And you've said you want a defense budget of $1.5 trillion for
Yeah.
2027. How do you pay for that with the $37 trillion debt load?
Yeah, the money that's coming in is astronomical. You know, we'll be taking in over $600 billion this year alone in tariffs, and that's because we're doing it nice and easy. We're not even doing it strongly. We hope we have a good decision from the Supreme Court. If we don't, we figure something else. But it certainly makes life a lot easier if we have that decision that we're waiting for. If we don't, we'll do something else. But we have a lot of money coming in. We have a tremendous success. We have over $18 trillion. It could be when I get the final numbers, could be more than that now because, you know, that was a month and a half ago, but we have $18 trillion coming into the country in the form of investments. We have thousands of businesses being built all over the country. And you see it, you report on it better than anybody else. I appreciate that. But
this dude, Lord have mercy, man. I just keep laughing at this dude, man. Where we at? All right. Don't worry about this. Hold up, y'all. Don't worry about this, everyone. It's the framework of a deal. What we don't realize, Shank, we the people, we can turn things around, make it right. Please continue to believe in democracy. Together we stand, divided we fall. No matter what color, we got to be one. I agree with that. Major powers like Russia and China are expanding their activities in the region. The U.S. sees Greenland as key to maintaining influence and letting rivals dominate there. It's what they do, take and control. There is nothing original about these people. That's facts. That's facts. I will now apply. I need some cash, but I ain't arresting. Thank you for the hope. One needed. China is expanding, but they have 2 carriers, and we can hear their subs. I got to take a quick break, y'all. Give me a minute. I'm going to come back. Let me take a quick break, y'all. Let me take a break.
First of all, successful relationship is probably subjective. So it depends on, you know, what each couple is looking for out of a relationship, whether it be a financial one. Are you talking successful in, you know, how far you go business wise? Are you talking successful in how many kids we have or how big our house gets? Some people may be, you know, fine just living in an apartment.
I feel like communication is the key to a successful, first and foremost. From growing up, my father was always the provider. My mother was the homemaker. And so, like Brian was saying, time has changed to where I feel like I had to do a demonstration on, is it 50-50? Should it even be a number versus why don't we just help each other?
That she should respect that because it's really hard for a man to tap into his emotions. And when he showed that to his woman, she should respect that.
I agree.
Communication, definitely communication. Because I feel like that's a partnership. Not only when y'all come into union as a marriage, like when a man and a woman come into union as with a marriage, not only y'all building up a legacy, y'all building a family. And lightweight, even though it's not a business, y'all coming into union, y'all money coming into union, so now the household is now generating income and it's now a business.
So that's one of my deal breakers. You got to be able to communicate. You have to be emotional available for me, because and you asked this question. I have learned that from not being able to be emotionally free in my relationship, right? I will suppress some things and that cause me to react to others and in my life in a different way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna need to come home and be able to vent to you without being called a sucker or softy and all that, because I'm human too, right? So I need somebody that's gonna be. No, you don't have to call them. We don't have to have sex every time. But listen, I need you to be there emotionally for me. You know what I mean? I need to be able to vent to you, and you not look down on me for being human.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking this coming from a man. You know what I mean? And I'm every bits and parts of a man. You feel me? So I need that availability, emotionally availability from you, because I'm gonna be there for you. You know what I mean? When that shoulder you need to cry on, I'm that shoulder, and I want to be that only shoulder. I don't want her to run to nobody else's shoulder. You know what I mean? So them my deal breakers. Like, be the same thing I'm gonna give you. I want back.
All right, y'all. Let's get back.
You know, when you think of 18 trillion plus, no country's done anywhere near that. Like, that's probably 4 times, 5 times more than any other country's ever done.
And I always say money goes where it's treated best.
Well, it's
so you've got the right policies, obviously.
But they want to be treated good. They want to know that, you know, we have a country that's hot. We had a dead country 1 year ago. This was a dead under Biden. You know that better than anybody, but we were a dead king. The king of Saudi Arabia said it to me. I use it all the time. He said, you know, 1 year ago, you were a dead country. Now you have the hottest country in the world. We're the hottest country in the world.
Mr. President, are our relations with Europe deteriorating or worsening? I mean, French President Macron called the Greenland situation colonialism. European leaders have these emergency talks to try to retaliate or stop your plans. You're threatening France with 200% tariffs on wine and champagne. There's been a real reaction from the European group. So,
well, they put a service charge on us, you know, which is something that they're going to have to remove. I think we get along good, but, you know, I've always debated, we are always going to be there for them, but will they be there for us? I've always said that, you know, if we ever needed them, because NATO has very much been a one-way street. We actually paid, until I came along, we were paying for, I think we paid 100% the cost of NATO. They weren't paying and we were paying. We have hundreds of thousands of soldiers in Germany. We have 50,000 soldiers in other countries. We have a lot of soldiers, not only Europe and other places.
Let me grab some comments, y'all. Then we're going to get out of here, y'all. I got something I got to take care of. Juanita, China is expanding, but they had 2 carriers, and we can hear I read that. This ish don't represent us, but himself. He awful, not a good look for us. Still vote Congress. People starting to see his corrupt behavior. We have more power than what we think, we the people. I agree. Mr. China can wipe us all out if they want to. Greenland is a self-governing territory of Denmark. The people there don't want to become part of the U.S. This is trying to make it a dictatorship. That's not how we roll. We are democracy. Hey, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute. And I will leave the chat running, and you all can hang around. Salute, everybody.
And, you know, we want that to be reciprocal. We want to be liked and respected. So I've always said, and we get along very well with NATO, I think, but I've always said, will they be there if we ever needed them? And that's really the ultimate test. And I'm not sure of that. I know that we would have been there or we would be there, but will they be there? And let's hope that that never happens. We've never needed them. We have never really asked anything of them. You know, they'll say they sent some troops to Afghanistan or this or that. And they did. They stayed a little back, a little off the front lines. But we've been very good to Europe and to many other countries. And, you know, now under my administration, that began because we had a very successful first term. That began then, but it has to be a two-way street. And it's been a two-way street, much more so. And now it's really been a two-way street.
So what should we expect from the European countries? I mean, they've got this EU anti-coercion instrument that would be, you know, services, impacting our services, as you said. And then the Danish pension fund said that they're going to exit U.S. treasuries, $100 million treasuries at the end of December. European countries hold trillions of stocks and bonds from the U.S. Do you worry that they would start selling those? In retaliation?
If they do, they do. But, you know, if that would happen,
and how much of all of this, you've been so tough on so much. I mean, Venezuela, Iran, etc., a long list. How much of this is messages to China and Russia as well?
I think they see what happens. Look, we attacked Iran. We wiped out their nuclear capacity one night. This was supposed to have been done for the last 25 years, and it wasn't by American presidents. And we did it, and it was a tremendous success. We wiped out, as you know, al-Baghdadi, that's ISIS, the founder of ISIS, and he was rebuilding ISIS. I knocked him out first term. Soleimani, that was a big one. He's the father of the roadside bomb. All the young people that you see without arms and legs, and their face was blown to pieces. And that was 95% sure it was al-Baghdadi. He was the father of the roadside bomb. He's gone. He's wiped out. And recently Venezuela. But a big one was, you take a look at what we did. We would not have peace in the Middle East if we didn't take out the nuclear capacity from Iran. We wiped it out. Operation Midnight Hammer, it's called. And that was an incredible feat. Every single bomb went right down those chutes and exploded. 100,000-pound bombs, massive bombs. They went right through. In the dark of night, no moon, no anything. Every single bomb hit its target perfectly. And then recently Venezuela, that was, some people think that was sort of the most amazing because this was in a major military fort, one of the biggest military forts, went in, did the job, came out. Nobody can believe it happened. Nobody killed, no equipment lost. Pretty amazing.
It could be that what you did in Venezuela galvanized the people of Iran, and I want to get your take on next steps because you told the people of Iran you're with them. Help is on the way. We understand from reports at least 20,000 people are dead. How do you know they're no longer killing citizens, and will you finish the job?
Well, I hear two different reports. I mean, I hear different numbers, much different than those numbers. But I will say that they were going to hang 837 people that you know about, and that was sort of a done deal. And I said, if you do that, you're going to pay a big price. You're going to get hit harder than anybody's ever been hit before.
Shank Rock is the wave of the future.
I've had enough of these days.
The diagrams that I have up, where did this go wrong at?
Remember, we didn't know this happened to her.
Oh. That's how they figured out she was pregnant.
Around 3 o'clock that morning, I got random text messages and it was just pictures of her and the other little girl. I thought it was strange.